Hi everyone, welcome to the 12 Days of Christmas lives. I will not be live on Thanksgiving. I'm going to spend that with my family. And really quickly, let me send this over to the VIP group. As you can see, I pulled out my fun ugly sweater. And day number 1 of 12 days of Christmas live demos. If you are catching this on a replay, just go ahead and put hashtag replay. If you're catching this live, you'll see the live rectangle up in the corner. And just say hello so I know that you're here. We are going to do something super cool. We're going to do a lot of out-of-the-box kind of projects. And I am in love with this project. So, I don't know if you guys have seen what we have for our Black Friday deals. But this week, we have our tiered tray is $10. So many different ideas to do with that tiered tray. You could do a mini cocoa bar. You could put little cups on it, some cocoa. You could do a whole bunch of stuff. Put cellophane around it, and you can give it as a gift or make it for somebody for Christmas as like a gag gift or whatever you wanted to do. I think it'd be a really cool gift myself. But we are going to take the tiered tray and we're going to do something super cool with it. We are not going to put it together. We are not going to put it together. I'm loving this idea. So here's the thing. We're going to take the bottom part of the tiered tray. And we are going to put the Nordic pattern on it. And then we are going to take our cool deer and we're going to put him right over top. We're going to leave him white. And we're going to attach him with a command strip. And so you can take him back off. Now, if you wanted to, you absolutely could still keep the tray as a tray and get the insert pieces, okay? There is that option. Also, the small one is a super cute little, you can use we have a transfer that's got a, sorry about that. We have a transfer that is a peppermint, or you can paint it as a peppermint. You wrap cellophane around it, and now all of a sudden you have another cool project. How awesome is that, right? And these can be sanded down, redone. You could do so many different things. So we are going to do the Nordic pattern on this. However, because I don't want to chalk the edges, I'm going to take some of my placement tape, and I'm going to just go around just like this and put it on here where I don't want to chalk, okay? So, if you don't have our placement tape, I always suggest that somebody gets some, okay? Because it is super cool. It's reusable. It's repositionable. It is awesome and a tool that anybody needs for doing these awesome projects. There are so many cool things you can do with these, making your project even cooler with our placement tape. I'm just going to run this, not that high, along the edge of my surface here, so I know that I'm getting it along the bottom. All right. And you're just going to continue that all the way around. Smaller pieces may be easier to work with if that is what you guys want to do. That is up to you. Let me see. Okay. Smaller do tend to work a little bit easier, but we're trying to get this going super fast. So I'm not sitting here all day taping. Now, for this project, since you're not using the actual paint or the tape on the project, you could actually use painter's tape as well if you wanted to, because it's not going to be a big deal, because it's literally going to be right there on the edge. So I'm actually just going to kind of push this down. So when I go to put the transfer on, I'm just going to kind of do that with it. it's going to be easier. I'm going to move you guys down real quick. Hold on, guys. Okay. It says that I'm still live, so hope that is true. Okay, so we are going to do the Nordic pattern. Now, what's cool about this is obviously it's like any of our other ones. You can obviously reuse over and over and over again. You want to keep your packaging in your backer sheet. And you want to be able to fuzz this and do all the projects. So this is just kind of an out-of-the-box kind of thinking. We are going to write Nordic pattern. And then we're going to do top and a dash mark. I always do that. So I'm going to pull this off. Now you can do this a couple different ways. If you're like, oh, I don't know about pulling the whole thing off and fuzzing the whole thing, there's different ways that you could do it. You can do it in pieces with the backer still on. You can do it in one whole thing like I'm doing. You can do it maybe flipped upside down like this so that you're being able to control it a little bit easier. Whatever works best for you, I say do it, okay? Now, obviously, the more silk screen there is, the less fuzzing it needs. But you guys who have been following me know that already. But just in case you are new, all right. So we're going to sit this down right here. And we're just going to lay it down. I'm just going to push this. I'm going to push it down. So I'm going to kind of go just like this. Now you're not going to get all of that pattern, right? You're not going to get the whole thing, but you're going to get a big chunk of that pattern because obviously you're not going to get it all through there. Now we're going to do this in black velvet because I think the black would look super cool in the background with the white deer. We are going to grab out a small squeegee. If I can get a hold of it, that would be amazing. And we're just going to go all the way around, pulling that through. And obviously, the more you do this, the more you get that pattern down, the cooler and faster you can actually, the faster you can go, the cooler it's going to look too, just because you're going to get these techniques down and you're going to be like so excited for your finished project. I can see there's lines, so I obviously don't want any of that. I'm going to go along the edge, get these spots that I didn't get. I'm going to pull all this extra off. All right. Set that off there. Cover this back up. Close it. Now I'm going to pull this transfer off. So now you can see we have that pattern. How cool is that, right? We're going to dry this. Unfortunately, some of the deer up here at the top don't have heads, but that's okay. That is fine. It is what it is, right? You're not going to get the whole pattern on there. It's just not going to happen. So you got this cool pattern in the background. You can completely use you can either use it like this, or you can use like a plate holder and sit it up like on your mantle or maybe your sideboard or something like that. Now the hole is still there, so I can use this as a tray if I want to. So we're going to just pull this tape off. Now you can keep this tape and reuse it over and over and over. I just recycle mine just because it's easier. And I have a lot of tape here, so I don't really need it. But if you want to get your money's worth out of it, you can totally do that. Not that the tape is that expensive, it isn't, but sometimes with crafts, you need a bargain, right? And right now, we got a really awesome one. Okay, so this is dry. So what we're going to do with our deer is we're going to open this package. This is also on sale, just an FYI. So we're going to open him up. We're just going to keep him white. I just like him white. Now, he fits perfectly on this tray. Now, see the way he looks on here. Now, if you were like, oh, there's not enough contrasting, you could always paint him with the paste. You can absolutely do that. I'm going to keep him, like I said, white. I'm actually going to use a command strip that is for pictures. This is how I do this. Unless it's a surface that is that isn't, the only reason I'm doing this is so I could change this out if I want to. But if it was a surface that was maybe, hold on, I got to get him in here positioned properly. That maybe was like magnetic. Obviously, I would do it like that. So let me lift this up so you guys can see. So there is the deer on the tray. And then you can just sit it like this on a plate holder. We do have some really cute, sorry guys, little stands that you can use. I use for like the one that's got my snowman is on it. And I will put all this in a cart link so you guys can get all this. This is what's on sale this week, guys. You're going to want to snag these if you can because they're going to go by fast. And this, like I said, I could take him off. I could sand this down and redo it, or keep this pattern on, put the tray together, use it for another thing. So, yes, it does give it some contrast with it being raised because of the fact that you got that shadow. And so it looks super cool. It's just another way to use one of our surfaces, two of our surfaces actually, and one of our transfers. And it's just thinking outside of the box. We're going to be doing a lot of that this week. I like to kind of do some things that maybe aren't exactly what maybe you think it's intended for, or that chalk has intended for it. It's going to be lots and lots of fun. All right, guys, I will see you all here tomorrow for another awesome Chalk Couture project. And you guys have a fabulous night. Bye, guys.